Here's your First Warn Weather forecast first, sponsored by Anderson Collision Center. Visit driveanderson.com.
Well, we went from rain to heavy snow in a hurry here from this morning to this afternoon, and now for most, the snow has come down. If it hasn't switched over yet, it will rather soon as that colder air begins to wrap in. In fact, snow already accumulating across northern Illinois and southern Wisconsin. It'll be a messy night tonight, but the good news, the heavier bursts of snow we had from earlier today, those are starting to lighten up. Now, we are going to continue to see some snow showers here as we head throughout the rest of this evening as temperatures fell from the 40s now down into the low 30s. But when you factor in the wind that is shifting around to the northwest, it feels more like the 20s. It'll be a windy night, and we've got more snow to deal with through the overnight and into the day on Wednesday. That'll have an impact on both this evening and a morning's commute. We'll look at how much snow is expected to come down coming up here in the First Warn forecast a little later.
The Rockford man accused of killing several people appears in court. What caused a judge to clear the courtroom during the hearing.
Plus, mail carriers honored one of their fallen members. One postal worker says he's left speechless by this outpouring of love from the community.
And a state line pantry gives back to those in need. The work being done to combat food insecurities in the region.
Live from WTVO 17, this is Eyewitness News at 5.
Good evening, I'm Mimi Murphy.
And I'm David Greenberg. The man accused of killing several people in Rockford last week appears in court today.
He's been denied a pretrial release. Christian Soto was in court this morning. We're told he was heard screaming at the hearing, causing a disturbance. The courtroom was cleared before a judge denied his request for pretrial release. Prosecutors say Soto killed 4 people and injured another 7 last Wednesday. Soto told investigators he went on the deadly rampage after smoking marijuana that was laced with some sort of narcotic. He's set to appear in court again on April 15th. This morning, one of last Wednesday's victims was remembered.
Yeah, fellow mail carriers formed a procession to honor Jay Larson. Our Drea Baroni was there, and Drea, the weather certainly didn't keep people away.
No, David, it didn't. It was raining then, but I don't think this snow would have kept anyone away either. Letter carriers took the route of Jay Larson to honor his life and dedication to the job. It seemed like the caravan of USPS trucks were endless. They started at the Harrison Avenue post office, then went through the neighborhood, driving the route Jay took daily. Neighbors' cars also joined into the procession, and some houses put up signs, hung balloons, and left on a blue light to pay their respects to Jay. At a vigil, a fellow postal worker told us what it means for him to see the community and the entire USPS family rally together in the wake of this tragedy.
That's what gets you through times like this, is each other. Sharing your grief with each other, sharing your love with each other, and sharing the good stories. And so not only at the job, but out here in the community for the people we literally work for, it just means the world to us.
Right now, there's a visitation going on for Jay that goes until 8:30 at Fitzgerald Funeral Home in Rockford. There'll be another visitation before the funeral. That's tomorrow morning from 9:30 to 10:30 at the Cathedral of St. Peter. David.
All right, Drea, thank you. Certainly a touching tribute there. A Rockford fire battles an early morning blaze. A little after 2 o'clock, fire crews receiving a call from a neighbor that a home on Oakwood Avenue was on fire. First responders then finding heavy flames coming from the first and second stories of the home. The fire was brought under control in about 20 minutes, but crews did remain on scene for hours to make sure that it would not start up again. Thankfully nobody was hurt. Damages there are estimated at about $85,000. The cause of the fire is still under investigation.
We do have snow falling in the state line.
Yeah, just take a look out the window. You'll see it. Currently a winter weather advisory for the entire viewing area right now. I want to check back in with Candace for how many inches we could see this evening.
Yeah, you know, it looks like we'll see at least a couple inches. In fact, already seeing that across portions of western Stevenson County, back out through Joe Daviess County, where that snow transition occurred earlier today, and a quick heavy burst of snow coming down as well. Now, we do have the snow impacting us here this evening. Biggest impacts right now from that going to be the reduced visibility. Locally here in Rockford, points to the south and east, not really seeing much of an accumulation, at least on some of the roadways. You get a little further to the west, however, and there are some slush sketchy roads, and that has caused some accidents across portions of Stevenson County. So you just want to make sure that you are taking it slow. For the most part, our temperatures will stay above freezing tonight, but we know that that rain combined with the snow will cause some slick conditions. So that'll be a factor here as we go through this evening. Now, as David and Mimi mentioned, we've got that winter weather advisory now issued for all of northern Illinois and southern Wisconsin, and that will run through tomorrow. Depending on where you're located, the end times are a little different, maybe late morning, early afternoon, but bottom line, the snow is going to stick with us here as we head throughout the day tomorrow and throughout tonight and into tomorrow. That is going to cause some impacts for both commutes, so you may want to allow yourself a little extra time. Now we can see where we're starting to get some of those lighter blues showing up. That's the snow intensity beginning to lighten just a bit, so it's not quite as heavy, although there are some heavier pockets of snow from just to the east, northeast of Rockford, and then back up through portions of Janesville and into southern Rock County and south central Wisconsin. As that low pressure system moves a little closer to us, what you're going to notice, the snow may lighten up just a bit, but I think overnight and into tomorrow, guys, the intensity of the snow will pick up. So by tomorrow morning, as the sun is coming up, visibility will be a concern, and there likely is going to be some snow covered roads out there. We'll look at just exactly how much is expected to come down and when our temperatures will warm right back up once again. That is coming up here in the full First Warn forecast a little later.
All right, we'll check back with you then. Thanks, Candace. Higher gas prices could be coming as the global price of oil hit its highest level in 7 months. The world's oil benchmark reached $89 a barrel today. That's the highest it's been since September. The U.S. benchmark also hit a 5-month high. Analysts are blaming lower supply on the violence overseas as refineries in Russia and cargo ships in the Red Sea are being attacked. That goes on top of the production cuts by the countries in OPEC. The latest jobs report for the U.S. is a mixed one. Demand for workers picked up slightly in February with 8.8 million job openings. That's about 60,000 more than in January. Openings shot up in finance, insurance, arts, entertainment, and recreation. While labor demands remain solid, the report also showed some possible signs of a loosening job market. Layoffs picked up in February, rising by 120,000 to more than 1.7 million.
Well, lawmakers in Springfield are looking to change the way some health insurance companies operate in Illinois. Governor J.B. Pritzker wants to do away with prior authorization practices. That allows health insurance companies to require patients to try certain treatments before other more costly ones. His proposal includes requirements for regular audits of health insurance directories. The current plan only applies to state-regulated health insurance plans.
40% of consumers would be covered under this bill. 60% would not be covered because they're part of a self-insured program or plan, and those are regulated by the federal government.
Well, the bill to put all these changes into effect passed out of committee so far has not been passed out of the House or the Senate.
Each week, a state-line food pantry hosts a food distribution. Empower Boone is the largest food pantry in Boone County. They partner with Northern Illinois Food Pantry to offer a free food distribution every Tuesday. Empower Boone is also home to My Three Pups Pet Food Pantry and the Clothing Closet. Pet food, houseware, shoes, and clothes are all free of charge to those in need.
All of the food at the grocery store, the prices are going up, and folks can't afford to pay those prices. They come here and we do the food rescues at a lot of the local grocery stores, and the food that we rescue then gets turned over back to our neighbors in need.
Donations are accepted at Empower Boone Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays from 9 to 3. They ask that no donations be left outside when they're closed. For more information, you can go to Empower Boone's Facebook page.
That's certainly a great organization. Abortion access in Florida will be decided by the voters.
Up next, analysts explain how one court's ruling could tip the scales in the November election. And later at 6, for the past month, we've highlighted remarkable women in the community, the finalists chosen to represent our area.
Well, Florida Supreme Court has put abortion access on its 2024 ballot.
Now questions are being raised over if the ruling will impact Florida's voter turnout in the presidential race. Washington correspondent Hannah Brandt has reaction from political analysts.
For the last 2 presidential elections, Florida has been Trump country. But now Democrats say the red state is back in play.
Florida is now ground zero in the fight to protect the woman's freedom.
The Florida Supreme Court just ruled a 6-week abortion ban can take effect next month. But voters could reverse that because the court also approved a ballot initiative that will give Florida the option to protect abortion access.
Floridians will have a chance to make their voices heard this November.
The Biden campaign is already leaning into the fight, releasing a new TV ad attacking Donald Trump's abortion stance.
For 54 years, they were trying to get Roe v. Wade terminated, and I did it, and I'm proud to have done it.
With President Biden promising to protect abortion access if reelected.
Donald Trump doesn't trust women. I do.
George Washington University public health expert Dr. Amita Vyas says this is an opportunity for Democrats.
All of a sudden, a state that they might have sort of pushed away to the side to say we're not going to win, I now believe will really put Florida in play.
Now she says the abortion fight could drive higher voter turnout in Democrats' favor.
Ballot measures in favor of abortion rights have already succeeded in several states, including Ohio and Michigan. Abortion policy really transcends traditional partisan politics.
But Reggie Hobbs with the Tampa Bay Pro-Life Alliance says abortion opponents are rallying too.
Our job now is to get out people who are sympathetic towards the pro-life cause to vote against the amendment.
In Washington, I'm Hannah Brandt.
Well, it's April and snow is falling.
Yeah, so says the Midwest. Right after the break, we are taking you live to Candace, who tells us how the flurries could be impacting our roads this evening.
Now, your first warned weather forecast from Chief Meteorologist Candace King.
Well, we should have known that after a record warm February and winter that we would end up with some snow here to kick off the month of April, and that is exactly what we've had after what has been some pretty heavy rain and even isolated thunderstorms over the last couple of days. We have now had that transition over to snow, and the snow is accumulating. In fact, we do have totals that are pushing 2 to even 3 inches there back west of Rockford, out across western Stevenson County, and then out in Joe Daviess County. So the snow is coming, it is here, and it will stay. Now, the road leading into the subdivision behind me, wet for the most part, where you're going to see the slushy roadways, that going to be focused a little more to the west of Rockford, where we had the quick, heavy burst of snow that came down earlier today. Now, we are going to see some impacts as far as that commute goes later tonight, and really, I think, as the snow picks back up into the morning tomorrow. Now, when we look at satellite and radar, we started off with rain, actually some pretty heavy rainfall, and there have been some issues with some minor flooding too, and so we do have to watch some of the local creeks, streams, and rivers over the next couple of days because a lot of that is actually going to run off. But we had that colder air wrap in now with low pressure pretty much right near Chicago. So with the colder air moving in, we've had the transition over to snow. Now, we had some heavier bursts of snow come down earlier this afternoon. Those heavier bursts of snow now moving to the east and northeast of Janesville. Visibility has been impacted just a bit. We can see as we take a live look here with our SkyTrack camera over downtown Rockford. For the most part, roads are wet. You go a little further to the south and not much on our SkyTrack camera down in Rochelle. If we showed you our SkyTrack camera out west in Freeport, there'd be quite a bit of snow out there. Visibility, however, as I mentioned, is the biggest impact here with what comes down this evening, down to a mile in Rockford, half a mile from Janesville to Monroe, 7 from Rochelle to DeKalb. I mentioned the temperatures. Those are dropping through the 30s, and when you factor in the northwesterly wind, our wind chill numbers are falling back through the 20s. So as that low pressure system continues to lift out over Lake Michigan, I think we get a little lull in some of the heavier activity. It will still be snowing, but we aren't going to see it quite as heavy as what we have had over the last couple of hours. But once that low moves up towards Milwaukee and then pushes back west over Wisconsin and northeast Illinois tomorrow morning, we're going to see that snow begin to fill back in. And this is where the impact for the morning commute comes in. In fact, that heavier snow will be with us here, transitioning over to a couple of rain showers mixing in, and we'll hang on to a couple of flurries there once we do get into the day on Thursday. Wind is also going to be a big issue, guys. That wind will be gusting close to 40 miles per hour later tonight and throughout the day tomorrow. So impacts with visibility will be a big concern, I think, there for that morning commute. Locally, we're looking at about 2 to 5 inches, 1 to 3 southeast of Rockford. Higher amounts where there is a winter storm warning, I should say. We'll look at that 7-day forecast, which does feature a warm up coming up here a little later.
All right, Candace, thanks. You stay warm out there. She looks all bundled up.
She does. Scott's in next with sports.
They're going to tell us why the Ice Hogs may be celebrating much more than another win tonight at the BMO.
Now sports with sports director Scott Lever.
The Ice Hogs have looked every bit like a bona fide playoff team for the last month, and tonight they can make it official. A win at the BMO Center will lock up a Calder Cup playoff berth. They will host the division-leading Milwaukee Admirals. The Ice Hogs' magic number is 1 point, so if they win or even if they lose in overtime or in a shootout, they will have that playoff spot locked up. And the guys say they don't want to drag this thing out.
We put ourselves in a good spot here, so let's finish it and focus on the more important things down the road. Kind of want to stay in the spot we're at now, or climb even, so that's our goal right now.
I think to do it at home would be pretty cool. So we've been on the road a lot, so this is a good opportunity for us in front of our fans. They've been so great for us all year, so it'd be awesome for them to see that.
The Ice Hogs and Admirals have played each other 8 times this season. 4 of those games have gone to overtime. The Hogs have won the last 2 meetings. Orangeville native Tessa Janicki will be swapping her Penn State uniform for a USA uniform once again. She has again made the U.S. women's national team. She was selected from a group of players at an evaluation camp in Lake Placid this past weekend. The U.S. national team will compete in the International Ice Hockey Federation World Championships this month in Utica, New York. Janicki is coming off a spectacular sophomore season at Penn State. She had 53 points in 38 games. That tied her for 8th in the nation in scoring. And she was named the College Hockey America Player of the Year. Rockford East graduate Cam Taylor has just finished up a very strong freshman season at the University of Texas. He helped the Longhorns finish 7th as the team at the NCAA Swimming Championships last weekend in Indianapolis. Taylor was part of Texas's 800 freestyle relay team that finished 3rd. That earned him All-America status. Taylor was also on Texas's 400 freestyle relay team that finished 12th in the nation. In high school at East, Taylor set Nick 10 records in every swimming event, and he won the state championship in the 100 freestyle in a state record time. Rock Valley College women's basketball coach Daryl Watkins did a heck of a job this season. The Illinois Basketball Coaches Association knows it. The IBCA has named Watkins its co-coach of the year for Illinois colleges. The Golden Eagles won their first 34 games of the season, including their opening game at the NJCAA D2 National Tournament. They then lost their final 2 games there. They set a school record for wins. That's sports. We'll be right back.
There's Candace's voice.
Yeah.
You're getting a good look at our radar there. It looks like the snow is definitely coming throughout the entire state line. We're under a winter weather advisory. Sorry we couldn't hear you there, Candace, but we know you're outside for us. 7-day forecast looking much better by the beginning of next week. We are back into the 60s, so this is temporary.
Yeah, it'll be a bit refreshing if we can get there next week. Got to make it through a couple of days of snow here. All right, we'll be back with more after World News Tonight at 6.